Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with weekly vlogs. I've decided that is the easiest way for me to get around my creative / other types of blocks that I've been having, just to take you along for the ride as to what I'm actually creating each week. So I've been putting off this video because I didn't really want to go into why I haven't been posting, but I do want to share with you guys that have been asking where I've been. So I'm going to post that at the end because I want these vlogs to be uplifting and fun, and that is going to be a little bit more talky, so I'm going to leave that to the end for you guys that want that. But right now, just dive into this week's vlog. I'm going to have to start with sharing with you the space that you're seeing now, because if you remember what it was like before, there's been quite a transformation. So each week I am going to share with you a little bit of what I've been doing. This corner of the room, as you can see, I've updated the desk. Oh, the desk! And I kind of like this brush effect where I can still see the colour through. I can't see it on the inside so much. These were mustard. They were that colour, like an ochre. And you can't really see it on those ones, but you can see it on the pink and on the purple. I've altered the art supply armoire that goes on the wall. I also added in this unit that I already had. I just painted the front drawers to kind of tie it in with the rest of the room. That now houses the rest of my art supplies to keep all of my supplies down the one end of the room where the desk is. I also added a wall of mirrors and I got a beautiful chair, and I did have a concept in mind as to what I wanted for this space, and I will at some point do a full kind of makeover video for everything and explain to you what the thought process was behind a wall of mirrors and a curio cabinet wall that I've got to show you coming up, and all of the bits and bobs that I'm doing in this room. But it's turning out super beautiful. I love it, and I'll keep you updated. I've also gone to my city studio and just basically rearranged that to give me more space to paint on the floor, but also to gussy it up a little bit. So I put up some bunting that I already had and just things on the wall to just make it pretty, because I'm intending on doing weekly visits to my city studio now that my creative mojo is back. It's back. I've also done a sort of timed art journal page this week. Okay, I'm going to save these 2 minutes to do some mark making with something, but I'm going to save it and I'm going to go off and do something else and save these 2 minutes, come back to them once this paint has dried, because the thing about wet paint, I've struggled through the page, layering the page while it was wet. I could have paused it earlier and gone off and done whatever, just allowed the page to dry completely, but I was a bit impatient, so I started. But now that I want to do some mark making, I'm going to leave those 2 minutes so that this can dry, so that if I want to use tools such as pens, they will work on top of the dry paint better than what they will over the wet paint, which they won't work at all. And sometimes you'll have difficulty with such pens as these ones, which are biros, on top of even dry paint. So I want to give them their best chance, so I'm going to leave it and go off and have a cup of tea and come back to it in a few minutes. Okay, before I do the pen, I want a little bit more on here, so I'm going to restart the timer and I'm going to add a little bit more interest up here, and I'm going to use one of these. So I'll restart the timer and I'll use one of these as a stencil, so maybe that one. That's quite nice. And this is just acrylic mixed with water. I made these little things years ago and they're still going. Look how neat that is. Okay, so I'll just pause again and wait for that to dry, then I'll go in with my... It's made that, done a quick way to paint that as well. It's quite cool. While I'm back here, I'm gonna put a little bit more paint on. Still looking a little bit on the needing of interest side to me. Only a little bit though. That'll do. No, it won't. I'm going to have to leave it though, because I'm now at a minute. So I'll pause it and then I can have a minute mark making to finish off the page once that little layer is dry. So this is harder than what I thought it was going to be, this bit. I've tried to do it a couple of times and I just can't seem to get it out. But I hope you're going to enjoy these weekly vlogs. They're the easiest way for me to match my creative outlet, and I need easy right now because I've been blocked creatively. It isn't really a creative block, it's to do with what I've been going through the past 14 to 16 plus months, I don't know how long. It's hard to say it because I know this is going to be public, and I have already shared it with my online community journal workshops. I've already been open with you guys, but it's, you know, it's not easy, and that's because I feel some shame around this, but I know it's important to say it because I shouldn't have shame, and that's the fact that I have been quite deeply depressed. And I felt shame for a while because I thought I didn't have reason to, and when I kind of tot it up, I had several reasons. Like before the pandemic, I broke up with somebody. We weren't particularly serious, but he'd been in my life for a couple of years, so that was a bit different. Then my beautiful sweepy bum passed away, my old pup, and I did not expect it to be this hard telling you guys this. I was in denial about how depressed I was for quite a while, and it was with the death of my aunt, who died very suddenly from COVID. She just went to sleep and that was it, she was gone. About a month after that, I had to confess that I was feeling how I was feeling. Did not expect to cry. The death of my aunt just shocked me because she wasn't even the first aunt I've lost in COVID. I lost my great aunt the same day that I lost my pup, but because she was older, I guess, and she had cancer and was on end of life, you know, you could just say COVID was the final blow, but I didn't expect it of somebody so young and vibrant as my other aunt. But even so, now I realise that you don't need to give reasons for depression, and it doesn't matter whether or not you yourself feel like, you know, you are allowed to feel that way. That's what I felt like. I'm not allowed to feel this way, nothing, I've got a good life type thing. And now I realise that's total BS. It's just one of those voices in your head that's a liar. So I'm not going to go deeply into that time. I just wanted to let you guys know that have been asking me where I've been, and part of that wrapped up in that was that creatively I couldn't create. I, for YouTube, was doing a bunch of videos, and one particular one, it was the junk journal video that I was trying to do for you guys. The video corrupted it, and I put about 20 hours of footage into it. It just completely shut me down, and sometimes you only need that kind of straw on the camel's back. It really did stop me from being able to create things for you guys. But if you do want a recycled journal tutorial, I did do one on journal workshops. It's in the monthly challenge group, which is a free group on journal workshops, where every month on the 1st we get together to create something based on a suggestion. So it's to challenge ourselves creatively to overcome any resistance we might have towards that thing, or just to stretch ourselves. And we've done some fun things over the summer. We've created with natural elements, we've gotten really messy. I've got a really fun tutorial in mind for November's challenge, so get in now. And also I do giveaways every month on there too, so it's a fun place to be. There is 7.5 years of archived challenges in the group, so if you want to go back through the videos and binge watch them, you can do that. And also on journal workshops, next week is a new class called Dig, which is a pay what you choose starting at free class that I created out of the time that I've just been talking about, the reason why I wasn't around. This class is the journaling techniques that I used during what I call the digging time. Basically means digging out time. when I wasn't in the deepest parts of my depression, but I'd admitted what was happening, and I was at a place where I was able to do the daily struggle, the daily face of dealing with the depression, of facing the depression. And these techniques were things that helped me get perspective, gain awareness, gain understanding of myself, and also kind of move me forward. Things that were gonna help, things that supported me, things that put me on track, things that were able to keep me tracking my progress. And they are all super simple, because that was what you need when you're trying to dig yourself out. You can't overcomplicate things. And so it's a 7-day journaling journey, where each day we add a little bit more, we get a little bit deeper. And it's kind of a creative journaling class. But aside from that, I also add in a bonus video every day, where I share a little bit more of my story and things outside of journaling, things in my lifestyle that really helped me, that really did change. Now, change where I was at, but I want to make it clear that they are so incremental. Like, I don't want anybody to think that you can make massive leaps if you're in a place. If you're in what I refer to as a low emotional state, you need these little things, these little wins, these things to grab, because that's the only way that I personally think. So I'll stick the link below to sign up for Dig. It starts 22nd of October, but you want to get in as soon as, because you want to be there when the days start rolling, and also have any pre-work done. I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to talk anymore about stuff. I want these vlogs to be uplifting, and as I say in the Dig video that I put in there, I'm just sharing that class to provide any assistance. You know, if there's just one thing in there that works for you, that helps you, because I share a more longer story in the thing, but certain people talking about their anxiety disorder or other things that they've been dealing with publicly, it really helped me kind of realize that more of us need to talk about it. And I've had so many emails from people, direct messages saying thank you, or I've been there, or people trying to support me and saying, you know, it's going to get better. So it's important, especially with what we've been going through, the world being so crazy, and I don't think anybody's kind of got out of this scathe free mentally or emotionally. So Dig is me wanting to just, if I can, make something for somebody a little bit better. So go sign up below, and I think that's it for this week's vlog. So I'm really looking forward to this. I'm really looking forward to just creating and sharing with you what I create each week. Vlogging is genius. So I really hope you're going to come along for the journey with me, and I will see you guys next week. Bye bye. Oh, my hands look pink. My hands look super pink. Super pink hands. Super pink hands.